talked earlier about studies that we did in China, and there was two products that they tested over there. It went through a 5-year double-blind study at an expense of $7 million. That's what it cost the Federal Ministry of Health in China to conduct these tests. And the one was on the Mojave Yucca product that we made that we now call Microbiome Boost. The other one is a product that we refer to as Esseniac, which has a lengthy history in the natural health arena for treating very specific degenerative conditions. And the two of them, there appears to be a synergy with the two of them. But after a 5-year double-blind study, they approved the Esseniac with both drug identification number and import permits for treating some very major specific degenerative conditions that we don't typically talk about, but had to do with the regression of tumors in the system. But this was kind of unique because for 5,000 years, as I mentioned previously, China had been recognized as the foremost authority in herbal medicine, and this was the first time ever that they took it upon themselves at their expense to test two Western-based herbal therapies. And I'd like to be able to take credit for the Esseniac. We were the first people to bring it to commercial market, but we didn't develop the product. In all fairness, it was an Ojibwe Indian formula going back decades and decades, decades before I even was born, and had proven to be extremely good in both the treatment and prevention of specific challenges. And it's probably undergone more oversight from regulators than any other product in the history of the natural health arena in the West. It's made up from 4 specific herbs in a very specific formula, and certainly has been proven effective. Studies over there showed that it was successful in treating major diseases over there. And of course, in China, they have socialized medicine, so the Chinese government was really looking to having something that would be able to be effective and also cost effective, as well as helping health-wise. So, and they proved out to be better than anything that they had ever used previously. And as a result, they started treating all their patients with these 2 particular products. So it was a major milestone, certainly for our company at that particular time. The studies that were done in China were even more sophisticated, I'd suggest, than any of the studies that they do here, because they actually tested the product on mice, but they were using both genders of mice, both male and female, as opposed to in the West, we typically use just one gender. And there's certainly a difference between the genders. The product went through a series of studies. First, they did toxicity studies to make sure the product wasn't going to be toxic at any reasonable level. Then they went through sarcoma studies where they induced tumors into the mice. And then what they did is they monitored the regression after treating them. Third, they did actual case studies with hundreds of patients in their hospital. The results were astounding. They were more effective than anything that they'd ever used previously, or even today to that matter. And all the studies that they did were published and in both Mandarin and then translated into English, of which we have copies of. Laws in Canada, United States forbid us to post them on our website, but if somebody wants access to them, I'm happy to send them a copy.